Today is the 27th of June. We did the second half of electives. Share screen. Here we go. Bring it up. Okay, so this was our PowerPoint we did for today, slideshow from the beginning. Okay, so second half. Drama, art, music we talked about. So drama, there are PDs that you can do to teach drama in an ESL context through Vic Tessol. I mostly going to be talking about what I found in this journal, which a lot has been quoted by a lady called Susan Holden, who's written a book about teaching drama in an ESL classroom. You can do short, long drama performances, non-verbal, meaning miming or playing charades, process drama, and other sort of drama. Using drama in ESL benefits the students in many ways. These linguists have been quoted saying, for example, international studies show the extent to which drama works, for example. Olgara, for example, says that it's very effective. And you can see here there's sites I've gone to on the internet to seek out that sort of thing. This is someone, a French person who's written in English as well. Stephanie is meant to be. Stephanie Gilbert says international studies show the extent to which drama works. Contextualizing in a safe environment is important. So Susan Holden mentions that it's really a stage we're living our lives out on, and that having a fictitious person to deal with in the way of a role play will help students to resolve how to get by using the English that they have in a effective and meaningful way without causing any ill feeling. So being able to resolve conflicts, for example, if there's a fly in someone's soup and you're a waiter, to role play that situation would be good rather than fumbling through it in real life. So this is Susan Holden. So saying it's a good way for students to practice without the stress. And she's got lots of ideas in her book. There's a YouTube site she's got as well. So basically, this person as well, Chris Bordeaux, says that ESL and EFL professionals need to use the medium of drama because it's an artificial world and we need to transform this to help them cope with the real world. And also 1 Year Sam says that it is a great communicative approach, but there are some disadvantages. In this book or this journal, you can seek that out. And as we mentioned, the world's a stage, all men and women are merely players. That's what Shakespeare said. You can play games using an imaginary ball, and you can use adverbs like drippy, fluffy, heavy, light, and have students make comments like, it's so heavy I can't lift it. And the person who's passing it maybe goes round once, the new teacher calls out one person to have the ball and they've got to choose the adjective, and each time a person gets the ball they've got to make a comment, obviously in English, about that ball, whatever it is, whatever shape, form. Another one is slow motion tag, games you can play outside in a park. Yep, so you could have them present the awards, first, second, third for whatever game, and let someone be the PC, the Master of Ceremonies, MC, for example. Just using drama and having fun, playing games, and if it's a competition there, you can make some little badge or something for the Master of Ceremonies to present, and it's all part of acting. So those benefits is that takes away from the teacher, lets the students feel responsible for their own learning, improved confidence, contextualizes the new vocab, and assimilates pronunciation. Prosthetic features are all the non-word features, paralinguistic included. And it means also that the students get to interact and use the target language in a meaningful, contextualized way. It brings literature to life and other people have been quoted here, like Price says, drama is a method to reveal aspects of the human condition. Life is nothing more than a grand series of improvisations. Okay. And Price has also written a book. So you can have a look at creative drama in the classroom. Next was art. So we looked briefly at a school in New York that integrated art and ESL into one, so the teachers co-taught, but it talks about other ways to do. So you could have the one teacher, the ESL teacher, incorporating some art, visiting artists where you have people come and talk. You have coaches. In Australia, we call them mentors, who encourage whatever it is. If it's an art mentor, they'll be looking at how to incorporate art across the school, going into the classroom. And cross-curricular is the art ESL combined, and integrated means across the whole school. It's like a Montessori type school where they really value art, music, and drama. So you can check that out, that website. This website basically tells you those 10 reasons why, or more than 10 probably, why art is good. So those reasons. This is an expected outcome. So if you're doing either the integrated or co-curricular, integrated across the whole school, or co-curricular, meaning just art and ESL, you could form with the art teacher your expected outcome for, if you're doing secondary, you'd have something like this. Maybe for primary, you just get them to do some work and you comment on it. You don't really pass-fail primary kids. Okay. So that's the ways of doing lesson plans, how you could organise it. So prior to viewing, during viewing, and after viewing the artwork. And art material, performance task, assessment, and have a little show at the end like this. Maybe have a mural where the students can put their work and then spray over it and then do it for the next term for the next lot of students. So in summary, it worked well, and this is what one of the students said. It made me want to work harder. It changed for the good and made me progress better. Teachers got more involved. I became more mature. Next is music. You can play games like Who Stole the Cookie from the Cookie Jar, where you do a louder clap for the stress. Yeah, we talked briefly about this movie, School of Rock. That's actually an English teacher substitute. He has his second method being music, so obviously he taught using music. Well, it was very successful. So suggested music activities for the ESL classroom. This lip syncing I've got on YouTube here, where the lady actually, she's chosen from, say, the 20 top performing hits. I think in an ESL classroom, depending on their level and their interests, you need to define it and lip sync it, act it out, and the students have to choose from the top 20 which song you're singing. But of course, if they don't know the top 20, they maybe choose out of the top most commonly sung classic hits. Maybe they might know them, depending on the age bracket. If they're younger, they like the charting now. If they're older, maybe they like the classics. So things you can do, and then we have the assignment, which I'm not going to go through, but that's the assignment for art music. Only half of it, mind you. I won't copy all of it. I'll be giving away too many answers. Volunteering. You can in community centres. You've got this little site here you can go to register. And you can also do for the AIMS program. They have the AMEP. AIMS is the name of the government body that teaches international, well, I say internationals, I guess it's immigrants, not international students. And AMEP, Australian Migration Education Program. So AMEP is the program, AIMS is the school. AMES. So here you can apply, as you can see, for AIMS. There's two. There's a settlement volunteer. So we have detention camps here in Australia. So when the students are allowed to, well, students, anyone really, stay in Australia, they're not actually deported back to their country, then you get put with a settlement volunteer person who speaks your language, understands your culture. And professional mentors. So they have 510 free hours, the immigrants here. And then after that, they're allowed to have a tutor, if there's enough, mind you. So it's all volunteers, so hopefully. Okay, so benefits of volunteering. This is the volunteer assignment now, which I'm not going to go through. You can look yourself. The last one is using technology. So there's some really great, that's ESL and community centres. Okay. So we talked about Yarraville. I actually asked about Kensington House. They said $12.50. Sorry, I forgot the 2 dots there. And it's 6 hours a week. And it's $15 for international students. So it's very, very cheap. But this Kensington House, they don't use a textbook. But the other place I rang up about was Alwood St Kilda. It was $19. Well, I'm pretty sure $19.50 for concession, and depending what level concession you've got. So $19.50 for concession, or $35 or $50, but it's $140 for an international student. And that was a 10-week term, and once again, 6 hours a week. So that was a lot more expensive than Kensington House, which was $12.50 a term. International students, $15 a week. This one here, international student says 140. So that's a big difference. So it depends. So the assignment on community centres. And then last elective is using technology. So One Stop English is a good site which has everything about digital criteria, teaching tips using technology as well. And the sites are interactive. I'll show you at the end. So yes, all this sort of stuff. Blended learning is when you have a bit of the face-to-face and technology. Online learning is completely online. So you need to set out the expectations, have quizzes regularly, and when you teach online, you have synchronous and asynchronous. So it's what we're doing here with Anibit. I teach you, and then we come back for the last 1 hour. In between is asynchronous, when I give you a task just to do or some topic to research. Okay, advantages, those ones. Disadvantages, these ones. Skills that you get, resources. Just talking about resources, so usually you have a platform like a Moodle. Here with our TESOL course, we have a TOS system that we use. So digital literacy is what the students need to have to do the online. So they need to be able to understand how to use the computer and how to use the networking. So for example, if I send a webinar, that's just me to lots of people, but then web conferencing, it's what I do for the TESOL teaching. We interact and talk. You need a learner management system for the instructors to be trained up in. So some of the big organisations like Macmillan Press, Oxford, Cambridge have their own learner management system where you get all the DVDs, audio, interactive games in one. When you buy the rights to the book, you can get the whole system. This SAMR stands for SAMR, which is substitution, argumentation, modification, and redefinition. So this is how much technology you can use. So substitution is, well, technology is a direct substitute. Argumentation is technology is a direct substitute with functional change, meaning it's improved. Modification, technology allows for significant task redesign. And redefinition, technology leads to the creation of new tasks. So, and this is what I was going to show you. This is from Oxford though. The other one I think was another site. So when you get that learning management system, you can get access to things like this. So you buy the rights. This is just an example one. But for Oxford, for this book, it's the New English File, 3rd edition. It doesn't say which unit it is, but it's got the topic. So you can do interactive crosswords, and you're on a timer, so you have to go quickly. Okay, this is the assignment. So I'm not going to go through it all. Well, half of the assignment, and that was the end of the actual class today. So we covered the first assignment because half of the electives we did last week. This is the second half. So art, music, drama was first one. Second one was ESL and community centres. Third was ESL volunteering. And last one was using technology in ESL. So those 4 electives we covered today. And that's the end of today's lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.